Now let's look at it. Is that closer to 0 or closer to -1? Closer to -1. So it's probably closer to, say, -2/3. So that's a good thing to try. So, number 2 says we synthetically divide by that. So -2/3. And the equation was 3x cubed plus 8x squared plus 13x plus 6. Now remember how that works is the number on the bottom, you divide into it, and then you times it by the number on the top. So I bring the 3 straight down. 3 goes into 3 once. 1 times -2 is -2. Then we add, that's 6. 3 goes into 6 twice. 2 times -2 is -4. Add that, you get 9. 3 times 9, or 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 times -2 is -6. It worked. Now it's a quadratic because it was a cubic. And so I take 1 degree away. So 3x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0. I can factor out a 3. And I factor that. 2 numbers to multiply to give me 3, but to add to give me 2. 1 and 2. Which one's positive, which one's negative? Or not 1 and 2. Cameron, what are you thinking?
I guess it can't.
You think it is can't? Why not?
I don't. I think it's irrational.
Okay, yeah. The thought that first came into my head was, well, 1 and 3. 1 times 3 is 3, and if I subtract those 2, I get 2. Why not?
Because it would have to be a -3.
Yes. I would have to have a -3 or at least a -1. And when I multiply those 2, I don't get +3. So that's a problem. So you're right. It is irrational. So I'm going, or imaginary, one or the other. So I'm going to have to find A, which is 1, B, which is 2, C, which is 3, and plug it into x equals -b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The 3 doesn't matter, the 3 that's out in front, because when I set 3 equal to 0, that's not going to work. So it's -2 plus or minus 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 3 all over 2 times 1.
Would it be 1 times 1?
Say that again.
Would it be
1 times 1.
Or 2. Oh, sorry, my fault. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yep. So x equals -2 plus or minus. That's 4 minus 12. Square root of -8. Now thus far, all of these have been coming out nice and neat. Square root of 8 does not come out nice and neat, but it will break down. There's so many different ways to break these down. You can use like a little tree diagram. Break it down into 2 times 4, and 4 breaks down into 2 times 2. So when you do a square root of that, anything Anything you have 2 of, you can get that out of the square root. The square root of 4, because 2 times 2 is 4, is 2. So that's -2 plus or minus 2. And then whatever's left under the square root has to stay under the square root. And then we also have to put an I there. And the I is because there's a negative under the square root. Can I do that? No? Okay. Maybe it's because that's negative. Well, quit. I'm still not sure what I did. I went all the way back to the beginning. Ooh. What page are we on?
243.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, yeah, but then it was also all... it was all the way at the end. It was out of order. Sorry. I know there's a better way to do this. But I don't know. All because I hit the wrong button. Really? This shouldn't happen. Waste your time. Waste my time. There we go. No. Dad nabbit. I don't know where it's at. Getting real close to giving up. But I can't give up. What page number did you say it was again? What?
243.
243. I know, but they're not in order, which is the problem. I should be seeing writing. So high. There's 277. Yes. Yay. my goodness. All because I hit a wrong button. Okay, so the other question 12 years ago I was going to ask you was, okay, well, maybe because that was negative, can I cancel those two then?
No.
But what I can do is we can factor out on top a 2, leaving us with -1 plus or minus I. Now you cannot factor anything out of the square root unless it's a pair. Like that pair of 2's, it came out as a positive, or 1, 2. All over 2. Now these 2's I can cancel. We end up with -1 plus I times the square root of 2. Okay, so all of your roots that we found are -2/3, and then -1 plus I times the square root of 2, and -1 minus I times the square root of 2. Now follow the same process and you do number 2. And I want to see the roots you get either as you're going, if you want me to check it, or when you're done. Basically start by putting your P's over your Q's. Put them side by side so you can kind of see. Okay. That doesn't even matter because